I'm going to share an arpeggio technique that is so powerful and effective that sometimes I can just wake up and be at 100%. No warm up necessary. And the reason is, I'm gonna show you how I leverage this motion to play arpeggios. And that's a very powerful motion because we're using the bigger muscles. You see, the fingers need warm up sometimes, but the big muscles, they don't. So I can just wake up, for example, I can play with a pick. Just wake up and very easy because it's using the big muscle. That's what we're gonna use to play fast arpeggios. Now also, we are going to leverage these gestures. This is the way our hand moves. I've seen a lot of lessons and teachings recommending that you try the impossible, which is move each finger independently like if you were a robot. And that doesn't work. It definitely doesn't work fast. So it's just a waste of time. Our hands don't work like that. You cannot play like a robot. Actually, robots cannot play like us. They haven't figured out a way to replicate the human movements because they are so complex. Many things are gonna start moving at the same time, especially when you go fast. So when you see someone playing very fast arpeggios, notice everything that they are moving, that's not the fingers. You're gonna realize they are moving so many things. You're gonna be surprised. And that's where the power comes from. That's what we have to pay attention to. So on this one, if I just play the arpeggios and don't tell you, maybe you would not notice what I'm doing, but I'm gonna show you. So even if you are a beginner, I'm going to take it easy on this one because for me, this could be lesson number 1. So you're just getting started on the guitar, this is what I'm gonna show you. Why? Because it just works and it's that effective. So I'm not gonna start just playing fast. So if you are a beginner, this will be able to help you. This could be lesson number 1 for you. And if you are an advanced player, you've been playing for many years, maybe you play even better than me, I can share something with you too. Because maybe you don't play with the pinky. And I'm gonna show you this technique is so effective that you can get started playing with the pinky and you don't need to practice again 10 years or 10, 15 years. Because maybe you think, well, I've been doing this, I've been playing with these 4 fingers for so many years. I'm not gonna start again with the pinky. It's gonna take, maybe you think 1, 2, 3 years of practice. No, it's gonna work immediately right away, and you're not gonna believe how well the pinky can play with no practice. Okay, so this is for everybody. This, what I'm gonna share here, works for absolutely everybody. Okay, even a master. So let's go. Let me show you first the chords, so I can then change the camera lower so you can see my right hand. I'm gonna change the chords for this exercise because it's just more entertaining, but at the end of the day what really matters is the right hand. But I'm gonna show you a chord sequence that I like, and that is playing this E major. So we're gonna do E major here, then we're gonna go here. So this would be like doing this, right? So many beginners like to do this, right? It sounds good. Then we go to the next one, which will be this. You can also play with this finger. You can do that too. So if you want to play the bar or no, that's up to you. Then we go to the next one. This will be like A minor, like this. Then we go to the next one. So we're gonna play it like this. Which could be this too. But we're gonna only play on these 3 strings, 5th, 4th, and the 3rd. So we're doing 1, 3, and 2 here. So this is like playing the E like this. So you do, sometimes you can do this. You can do this. Let's go to the next one. So this would be like a C major. Then go to the next one. this. And then we can end here. Or we could play it major, right? Like it like this. When we get here. Now, this is to follow the same idea we've been following with the scales. As you can notice, we're playing E major. It'll be the same as doing this scale. Then the next one will be the same as doing this. It'll be this one. Or like this. Then the next one. And the next one. Oh, next one will be this. This will be the next one. Or like this. Then the next one. You go back to the beginning, right? So those are the chords. Now let's go to the right hand, which is the important part here on this one. Now, what I recommend you, especially if you are getting started, is of course, get familiar with the shape and feel your fingers on the strings so you can find the depth, right? How deep do you need to go with the fingers? And you want to touch the strings with your flesh, okay? So the way we play is we stop the strings with the flesh and we play with the nails, okay? It is not in between the flesh and the nails. There's no such thing. You stop with the flesh, you play with the nail. Even if you try to do that in between the flesh and the nails, that doesn't exist. If you slow it down with the camera, you're gonna realize you can stop with the nail too, but that's not recommended because when you stop with the nail, you're gonna make a noise. You're gonna make that noise. So you wanna stop with the flesh so you can stop cleaner. And then you're gonna play with the nail, if you have nails, whether you like it or not. That's just the way it's gonna work. So you want to find consistency on that point where you are touching the strings, and for that we're gonna start practicing this. So the first time is okay, you can go slow. I recommend you to have the thumb on the 6th string and do this free stroke. These are called free strokes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some pressure on the string. So as you can see, I have ring finger on the 1st string, middle finger on the 2nd, and index on the 3rd string. So I recommend you to do some pressure on the string, just enough to relax that last joint, the tip of the finger, and then with that last joint you start your motion to close the hand. So we're gonna close the hand, that's the direction of the motion. We're gonna do this. So you do some pressures to relax that last joint, and then you go in like this. Now, when we move the thumb, we're gonna play the thumb like this. Instead of moving the thumb, and we're doing free strokes with the thumb too. So rather than this, that's another technique, but we're gonna use free strokes now, not rest strokes. We're gonna do this. So we're gonna play the thumb to the air like this. Notice the motion. So we're not gonna do this with the last joint of the motion of the thumb. We're not gonna do that. We're just gonna relax that last joint, and we're going to play the motion from here to the outside like this, with the nail of the thumb. The nails, you can see the shape of my nails. Pinkies also in shape. And the thumb, actually I broke the thumb, so it's not a good example, but I also shaped the thumb in this way. Okay, you can see it from here. It's very important, the shape of the nails, of course, so so the fingers don't get stuck. Okay. So now we're going to, instead of moving the thumb, this is the key to leverage this motion. Instead of moving the thumb, so instead of just keeping these fingers here and do this, and you can play fast like that, there's nothing wrong with that part, but we want to move the hand down a little bit. I'm gonna exaggerate it. We're gonna do this. So instead of moving the thumb like this, we're not gonna move the thumb, And we will actually, we're just gonna move it a little bit. But most of that power is gonna come from here. And the reason why we wanna do this is to leverage this. So when we come back, we're gonna do this. So we're going to do this, two things at the same time. One is this, and the other thing is the wrist. So we're leveraging two things that are very natural. One is this, and two is the wrist. So this is how the exercise goes. We do this. Now, you might think, well, that's too fast, right? I'm just getting started. I cannot play that fast. Well, you can, actually. And it doesn't matter at the beginning if it is a sloppy. And if it doesn't sound even, don't be afraid of sounding bad. Just go for it. The most important thing is that you try to find this motion, okay? You want to do this fast, right away. Try number one, even if it doesn't sound great. Now, it's okay if you want to do it slow a couple times like this. You can do this. So use the index, the middle, and keep them. You see, keep them like this. So you do this. Keep it. So don't relax it. Keep it tense and here. And then go to the next one. And then this. Because this is more similar to what we do when we play fast. But if you do this, like they recommend you on many books or schools, that just doesn't work. You will never play fast by doing this. It just doesn't work fast at all. So even people who teach to do this, when they actually play fast, they don't do it because it just doesn't work. So they might teach you do this, and then when they actually play fast, they're doing this. So it just doesn't work. And also, if you prepare all the fingers at the same time, you're going to stop the sound. So if you do this, so that goes out the window. So there's no way you can play planting all the fingers at the same time. That doesn't work. You can plant the first one if you want. You can do this. So at least you keep these two sounding, right? So you can do thumb and index, and then go from there. But it's just not the way you're actually doing it. If I play and then record myself in slow motion, if I do this, actually slow down the video and you see what I'm saying. I'm playing thumb, index, middle, and then ring finger. We just need to find that depth. So this is why we do this. To find that depth first. To find this and to get the fingers in the right spot, in the sweet spot. And then we go for it. Minor. Now when changing, I recommend you to change with the index on the third string and lift this finger so you don't do every time you change. So it will be like this. So you do this. This as you feel. So maybe if you feel that you have to do this a lot and just repeat this a lot before you can start doing this, it's okay. And if you struggle separating this, you can do this. Do it a couple of times and then go for it. And every time you do that, leverage this power. Now this is subtle. When I am explaining it, I do this, but actually when I'm playing, if I don't tell you that that's what I'm doing, you would not know maybe. It would be very hard to see. But it is so important. It is so important. So for example, when you play Asturias, for example, I would play like this. I would move the hand like this. You can plant if you want. So this motion, and then when you do the arpeggio, you will still do this. That makes it very easy to play those arpeggios fast. Of course, it is very important to keep your anchor point here. You see how the elbow, so if I do this, if I balance the hand, you see the weight of the elbow when I rest here? That is very important. So I am resting, my shoulder is not carrying the hand at all. That is very important when you practice this, to make sure your shoulders, they are both completely relaxed. Okay, so you want to do the motion from here, very relaxed shoulder. So yeah, if you do arpeggios shorter like this, it's especially important to do this. See? Again, when I do it fast, you might not notice that. You might think, well, you're not doing it when you do it fast. Yes, I am, but it's just very small. It's just to get that power. Just this gives you the power to do it. You see how the fingers do this? Very easy to do it this way. You can even do tremolo like that. I'll do a separate video for tremolo, and I'm gonna do a separate video for arpeggios going this way, because to go this way we're going to leverage a different motion, which is this. The same thing we do for the study number 1 of Heitor Villalobos, to do this. But I'll show you this on a separate video to not mix things up and be all over the place. So that's it. This is the exercise. So my recommendation is, yes, you can practice this slow, but you want to practice this as one gesture. So you want to go for it. Even if you go slow, you can even practice it like this. If you want to go slow, this would be my recommendation. Do this. It's like when you see this Solea intro, it's this. This. Flamenco players, they give it away. You see, flamenco players are very good at playing arpeggios, and they are giving away this technique. They are telling you, look, this is what we do. And that's why they play so well the arpeggios. Now, some classical guitarists would do this, thinking that is the absolute perfection of technique, and it just doesn't work fast, and you will struggle doing something like this. See? So now, let's go and actually play with the pinky. For those of you who want to get into it, actually, I would recommend anyone, even if you're getting started, to practice with the pinky too, because the pinky is very useful. I play the studio number 2 of Villalobos with the pinky, and the whole fingering with the pinky, everything. And I'm gonna do a dedicated video showing all the fingerings that I do on the studio number 2 of Villalobos, because I think it is like the thing to play to get the pinky in shape. So we'll do that on a separate video too. So now let's do pinky. The same exercise as do with the pinky. You'll see that even you get started, of course, first, if you're getting started with the pinky, make sure that the shape of the nail is as good as the rest, okay? And you're gonna, of course, some trial and error to find that nice shape to get the sound. So some people are afraid of playing with the pinky because they think the sound is gonna be bad. Not at all. Listen. There's nothing wrong with the sound of that. It's fine. And again, you don't need a huge pinky when you do this. They are all aligned. So it doesn't matter. Of course, the pinky is smaller, the same way this middle finger is bigger than this two, but it doesn't matter. When you do this, they are all aligned. So that's how we play. So let's go for it. It might be especially important with the pinky to do this one, to get the depth. So they are all, see when you do this? Again, I like to relax that last joint and then go for it, then close the hand. Like this, just a little bit. I like to think about that last joint. So, now, I recommend you to go for it again. Don't be careful. Just be, if you're sloppy, it doesn't matter. You clean it up later. So try it, go for it, do like this. The reason why that works, and I don't have as much training with the pinky as with the rest of the fingers. I started like most people with just these 4 fingers because that's what I saw. But I was like, well, why not play with the pinky? What's the problem with the pinky? Pinky is great, and you can play things with the pinky that you cannot play with these fingers only. There are many things you can do with a pinky. So when you do this and you get it engaged, now you have more possibilities. Again, I'll show the Villalobos number 2 with the pinky. So this is great. Why not practice with the pinky? And the reason why it works is because we are just continuing this gesture. See, we're doing this. So it doesn't matter if you have more practice or less practice with the pinky, it doesn't matter. You're just gonna do this. You're just gonna follow up. You see, when you're playing with these fingers, the pinky is moving anyway. When you do this, look, when I do this, look at the pinky moving. Pinky's moving, he wants to play. So let it play. See, just continue the motion with the pinky. I also do tremolo, the 5 notes tremolo. I do it like this, ta 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 ta, and I do it the other way, ta 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 ta. I'll do a separate video about the tremolo. So pinky can play, and he can play very well. Okay, so let's leave it there, man. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you have any questions, if you have anything to share. The previous video was very successful. We got a lot of views. I was surprised actually, but we got like 2 comments so far. See, I much rather have 10 comments and 10 views than 2 comments and 1,000 views. I want engagement. For me, that's the number one thing, the number one priority, the purpose why I'm making these videos. I have another YouTube channel, Plasma TV for Gaming. So far, we have 18,000 subscribers there. So I've been doing YouTube for like 3 years almost. And for me, engagement is number one. I answer every single comment every time I can. Some videos have like 500 comments. That's very hard to reply. If I get a video with 50,000 views, it's very hard. But I try my best, and that's what I value the most. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Whether you are a beginner, an expert, a master. Maybe we have Mr. Marcos Tamayo watching the video. He doesn't need warm up. He was the first professor, master that I saw mentioning this idea that you don't need to warm up. I still need to warm up, but he doesn't. He can just wake up and just play at 100%. So yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. I would like to hear what you think about this. If you have any comments, suggestions, anything to share, maybe something you're practicing, any recommendations for a video. So yeah, let's leave it there. Thanks for your attention, and let me know if you have any questions.